Hello and welcome to my channel, Empath Embracing Life. My name is Amy, and what I'm going to talk about today is emotional attachment to memories. Memories are a wonderful thing. Our attachments to them are normal. Uh, Gosh, what would life be if we didn't remember our lifetime? But what I'm speaking of is how these attachments affect our present moment, how these emotional attachments to our memories can alter what we do now because of something that's happened in the past. Now, I'm not talking about if you put your hand on a hot stove and you get burned and there's a lot of pain involved, that's not something you should remember. But I'm speaking about things such as traumatic memories, uh, emotional trauma, physical pain that was inflicted upon you, just different aspects. But what I'm going to use for this example is in my childhood, a traumatic memory for me, or was a traumatic memory, being afraid of the dark. For as long as I can remember, as far back as I can go in my memories, I was afraid of the dark. It was extremely disturbing for me, especially when my siblings reinforced that fear, encouraged it, fed it. So, growing up as a young child with older siblings that just thought it was hilarious, my trauma and how I reacted to being in the dark alone, it was funny to them. They enjoyed it. And, kids will be kids. They didn't do anything wrong. But for me, it was a traumatic experience in my life. And I went for years, at least 30 years, being scared to death of the dark, which altered what I would do in that present moment because it was dark out. Because I didn't want to do that because of the dark. I had such a fear built up that I hung on to for so long. And I don't remember what happened or why, but at some point I just looked at it and I said, that's enough. There's nothing to be afraid of. You know, I could see if being afraid of the dark meant I was hurt and different things happened every time it was dark. That's not the case. It was a fear in my own head. So once I came to terms with that and said, okay, I'm done with this, it took a little bit to adjust. But at this point in my life now, at night, my house is pitch black. There are no lights on whatsoever. I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, doesn't faze me a bit. Just the other night, because I'm doing this downsizing thing, I have boxes and stuff everywhere. So I actually made myself laugh because I was walking from my bedroom to the kitchen and I tripped over a box. I didn't trip over it, but I ran into it. Immediate fear. Immediate fear for a split second. And then I just laughed. I'm going, you silly goof, you left that there this evening. Duh. What do so, but it was a brief moment that all came back for a split second. And then I was able just to laugh it off. But that's where that fear of the dark, right? That was a trauma. Obviously, it was a trauma for me. So when we get into other situations from our past that we're not happy about, that were painful, that were emotionally traumatizing, physically traumatizing, unpleasant, or just like my being afraid of the dark, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're still holding on to the emotions from those past memories, and it actually plays a role in what you do today or don't do, you need to take a second look at that. Now, keep in mind, not everything that happens in our present moment is a direct result of an emotional attachment or a memory, traumatic or otherwise. But our past and our memories are who we are today. That has developed us into the person that we are. Obviously, correct? But if there's certain things that you wish were different, only you can start digging deeper into yourself to try to understand why they're not different. Try to understand why you've been making decisions that you've been making. For example, for me being afraid of the dark. Why I never did a lot of things at night. Why I never went to a lot of, I don't know, campfires at night with my friends. Think about that. I missed out on quite a bit because of that fear. So it's just something, food for thought. You know, we wonder sometimes why we're where we're at, and instead of looking internally, we tend to look at what's outside of us to try to understand it. So it's just another avenue for self-improvement, another avenue on your spiritual journey, is taking a look at the emotional attachments to the memories you have that are still invading your present moment. In the next video, I'm going to discuss emotional attachments to things and how those things can bog us down in our present moment. On that happy note, God bless. Have a wonderful day.